Hey there, it's been a while. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be grateful to you. Poppy travels to the penitentiary. At the Cliff home, Steffi told her dad that she and Daphne knew what they were doing. Ridge made some dad jokes about how Carter would sniff out something was up. Steffi was resolved to put an end to the coup. In the CEO's office, the fragrance Daphne Rose was wearing was attracting Carter and Hope. She strolled around the room and stared Carter in the eye, holding his attention as Hope gushed to her about her new, amazing smell. Hope continued to fawn about Daphne and how great she was. She asked if Carter agreed, and he and Daphne stared at one another as he stated she was amazing. Hope gets called away to do something for HFDF, but gushed to Daphne first how happy she was to be working with her. Once alone, Carter started to struggle over his words as he detailed the marketing plan for Daphne's fragrance line. She walked approaching him slowly and sultry and rubbed her hands on his chest. "Carter, look at me," she cooed, and he obliged. Daphne told Carter that men and women all around the world desire her and what she had. "And you have me," she murmured as they glanced at one another. Hope was in the design office when Steffi came in. She showed her some of Zen's newest designs. Steffi was impressed and said she was proud of her cousin. Hope was amazed there were no snide comments coming from Steffi. Steffi said she was delighted he could bring back some semblance of fashion to the line. Hope instantly reminded Steffi, who was in charge, and said no one was going to change that. At the Spencer mansion, Bill told Luna that if Tom Starr wasn't her father, she might never know who her real father was. Bill added that he didn't want her to have a nasty father like he did, so maybe not knowing was better. Bill stated he would share something with Luna that he had never told anyone, including his Katie. Bill claimed the grief from his mother and the anger he had toward her originated from growing up without a father. He said his mother would never talk of him, and his mom just had a revolving door of guys. Bill stated he felt like an afterthought, like his feelings didn't exist. He added that the pain stuck with him, like a child's pain in an adult's body, and he waged war all the time with those feelings. Bill agreed they had more in common than anyone else, so he heard what she said and wanted to help. Bill informed Luna that he never had any aid, struggled, and made mistakes. He confessed he had done so many things that he shouldn't have done. Eventually, he found his way out and built his business, and now he wanted to make a difference. Bill wanted to give Luna a second opportunity, but she had to prove him right, that people like them, who came from difficult childhoods, could be successful. Bill advised Luna to trust him, and they needed to seek to mend from their pasts with their mothers. Bill feared they had given it too much of their lives. Luna didn't know how to get past anything, as so much of her existence had been founded on lies. Bill informed Luna she only had to take responsibility for her own acts. She hugged him and thanked him. Luna informed Bill she wishes he actually was her dad. In his office, Finn told Poppy he wanted the truth. He didn't want to accept that Poppy would lie to his face all those years. Poppy lamented because she fell in love with Bill and had hoped he was because they were forming a family. But a part of her also believed it had to be Tom. She said she was just as astonished as Finn was that Tom wasn't Luna's father. She said she understood how it appeared, but Finn was producing something out of nothing, and he had to believe her. Poppy told Finn not to question her ever again and reaffirmed that Luna was not his daughter. Finn asked April to bring him Luna's blood and a paternity test from the lab. He stated he needed answers. April told Finn that his mom did fairly comparable tests not so long ago. Finn stated he was aware, so April left him to it. Finn shut the door and took up Luna's blood vial. He flashed back to his talk with Poppy and how she informed him there was no cause to question Luna's paternity when he read the newspaper article about Luna's offenses. He remembers busting in the door and saving Steffi. Poppy's right, there's no way. Luna? My daughter? It can't be, he said to himself. Poppy went to the prison to talk to Luna about her father. The warden came in and inquired what she needed. Poppy asked to talk to her daughter and stated it was important but was told she wasn't there. Where is she? What have you done with Luna? Poppy asked. The three best bold and the beautiful moments of the week. It was an action-packed week in Los Angeles. The bold and the beautiful knows how to bring the drama, and January 27th to 31st was no exception. A devastating family secret came to light, Luna tuned into Bill's emotions, and Sheila was put firmly in her place. A shocking family history this week delivered us a much-anticipated history lesson on Finn and Poppy's scandalous past. Yes, they did have an affair. Yes, it was wrong. But no, he cannot be Luna's daddy. Or at least, that's what Poppy claims. However, she's not exactly screaming the name of the other candidates from the rooftop. What is she hiding if it's not having a child with her nephew? Parental problems. Speaking of Luna, we have to hand it to her once again for further maneuvering her way into Dollar Bill's heart. They had quite a few chats this week about their mothers and fathers, and how they were raised, and how those circumstances impacted them as people. Bill took his bad past and transformed it into gold. And Luna, well, she committed 2 murders. As similar as Luna would like her and Bill to be, it's evident to everyone that they are not the same. Checkmate. We have to give a kudos to Jack for keeping his ground with Sheila. She was sure that his presence at Il Giardino would lead to a in for her when it came to Finn. Jack thankfully shut that off fast. Not only does Finn not want the she-devil in his life, but Jack pledged to thwart any and all efforts to reconcile. Sheila has done enough harm and Jack isn't willing to put up with one more moment of Sheila's version of mayhem. The Bold and the Beautiful, who's her daddy? And who is his? On The Bold and the Beautiful, we are no closer to answers about Luna's parentage, and worse still, we've arrived at even more questions leading to even more issues. The Bold and the Beautiful, if you're not the daddy, who is? Now, I am well aware that The Bold and the Beautiful doesn't always follow the same rules as real life, but often it may, and if that's the case this time, wow, do we have some stuff to talk. Lee has been beating the grass in an attempt to find out once and for all who Luna's father is. Lee brought Jack and Poppy to her office to face the music and extracted a blood sample by force. We know that Bill and Tom Starr are not the father, and the paternity test Lee did on Jack's stolen blood came back as a no, thank heavens, since it would have meant Jack had an affair with Lee's sister Poppy. Except, that's not how that works. A DNA test doesn't merely say no, like a pregnancy or COVID test. A percentage match is given based on the relationship to the DNA sample taken. If a considerable amount of the DNA matches, it strongly confirms paternity. Now we have Finn running another paternity test using Luna's identical blood sample, as it recently revealed that Poppy had a one-night fling with Finn, but don't get me started on that. Although Poppy has convinced Finn that he's not the dad, Finn isn't so sure. Testing times on The Bold and the Beautiful, but knowing how paternity tests work now, Finn can't be the father. If Finn were the father, there would have been a DNA match on the test that Lee took with Jack's blood because Jack is Finn's father, and they would share DNA. However, if Finn did father Luna, then Jack is not Finn's father. That would be the only way that Jack's test could yield a 0 match. Of course, the only other option is that neither Jack nor Finn is Luna's father, but if that's the case, this story will rip at the fabric of reality. We have to wait until next week at least, before we hear if Finn obtains a positive match on his DNA test. Whatever the conclusion, no one's life will be the same. Maybe Sheila may put some light on things, as Finn was conceived by her and Jack. But if we are to have just a little bit of scientific facts in the tests and their results, then it is feasible that Sheila lied to Jack about her pregnancy with Finn all those years ago, and the actual Who's Your Daddy plot begins there. Where do you suppose this paternity test will lead? Who is Luna's father? Truth can be stranger than fiction. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Monday, February 3rd, jail inmate MIA, Poppy freaks, Finn's emotions. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, February 3rd, 2025, are here. In the upcoming episode, fans can anticipate John Finn Finnegan to grow emotional but try to keep it under control. Meanwhile, Penelope Poppy Nozawa learns that Luna Nozawa is AWOL from the prison. Poppy will stress out over the bombshell finding. Keep reading and let's discuss about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. John Finnegan's emotions. B&B spoilers for Monday, February 3rd reveal that Finn has discovered a life-changing news. Finn will try to keep his emotions in check, but it could be easier said than done. Fans found out that Finn and Poppy did have a fling one night many years ago. When Poppy turned up pregnant, Finn questioned if the kid was his. However, Poppy denied it. When Finn met Poppy again in the hospital, she insisted that Luna was not his child. That is when Finn decided to run a DNA test. Now Poppy has no choice but to confront the reality and to tell Luna the identity of her father. B&B spoilers. Poppy Nozawa's discovery on Monday, February 3rd. Fans may anticipate Poppy to realize that Luna is AWOL from prison. After Finn whipped out a paternity test and a vial of Luna's blood, Poppy departed knowing she had no choice but to confess. Poppy goes to see Luna at the prison. Imagine Poppy's amazement when the warden informs her that Luna is no longer there. Luna Nozawa's disappearance. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, February 3rd hint that Poppy might be bewildered at first. The warden might claim that Luna was transferred, but when Poppy asks where to, she can get stonewalled. Poppy could ask if Luna escaped, but the warden might deny that. So, Poppy will worry out not knowing where her daughter is. Poppy won't just accept it and move on though. Poppy will be determined to find answers. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Monday, February 3rd 2025. On Monday, February 3rd, fans can also expect to learn if Finn tells Steffi Forrester Finnegan about the DNA test. Luna nearly killed Steffi and didn't care that she had 2 little children at home. So if Finn tells Steffi that Luna is his child, that may mean the end of Shin. After all, Steffi has already dealt with Finn's violent biomom, she won't want to deal with his psycho child either. So can Shin survive this, or is this relationship doomed? Power play, how Brooke could save Forrester Creations on Bold and the Beautiful. She could be the one to blow up Steffi's scheme. Brooke has taken a back seat to some of the turmoil on the Bold and the Beautiful. However, there's still a possibility that she could be the one to save the day and maintain the firm for herself. Paging Ms. CEO. It seems like Brooke has gone MIA once again. For someone who eagerly accepted her new post as CEO, she obviously hasn't spent a lot of time in the office. Carter and Hope have made most of the business decisions without the CEO present. Brooke had spent most of her time yearning about Ridge. She took personal time to deal with her heartbreak. For some reason, Brooke is gobsmacked that Ridge left her for Taylor even though he's done it many times before. She briefly realized that he only leaves her when he's unhappy with her. But Brooke is still determined to make Ridge her destiny. However, she might have reservations about giving Forrester Creations back to her ex. What could happen next? A fresh power play could come into place. Brooke may use her super sleuthing skills to discover what's going behind closed doors. It's not like she hasn't before. She could accidentally come into Steffi's and Daphne Rose's office as they discuss their plans to take down Forrester Creations. Brooke would discover about Daphne's plot to seduce Carter so that Steffi could steal the company when he's not looking. Brooke doesn't agree with Carter and Hope's coup attempt but won't enjoy Steffi's aggressive strategy. She may warn her daughter about what Steffi has up her sleeve. Hope would definitely believe her mother. But will Carter believe Brooke? Will he realize that Daphne merely wants to use him for Steffi's selfish gain? Inserting Brooke into this drama would assure that Steffi's scheme may explode up in her face. Brooke could use this data to her advantage to retain control of Forrester out of spite. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful, results are in, and Luna is out. Next week, The Bold and the Beautiful heats up with Poppy still needing to provide some answers concerning Luna's paternity. Here's what we know about episodes we'll see from Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful. Now that the adrenaline rush has died down a little since the takeover, Carter is facing the realities of what it means not only to operate an international fashion brand but to handle the legacy that comes with it. On top of that, he dived right into his ambitions to develop Forrester Creations with global premium branding. Has Carter bitten off more than he can chew? Or is things going nicely, except something is still missing? Carter never believed he would have the opportunity to fulfill out his career aspirations, but here he is, alone. Although he has Hope in his corner, his vision always included his closest friend and the Forresters, whom he considered family. Feeling a little of remorse, Carter talks to Brooke in the CEO's office. She reminds him that he and Hope planned a coup. Brooke, I never wanted any of this to happen, Carter acknowledges. How much does Carter regret? Will he start to think on how things got to where they were? Will he see that Hope's guidance is what spurred his huge, brave move? Luna listens in at the Spencer mansion, Will brings Electra with him to check in on his dad and hang out for a little. While they're alone, Will describes who Luna was and how she destroyed Bill's life. Will assumed that Bill was still digesting the harm, and Electra was astonished to hear the dramatic account and all that Luna had done. Will informs Electra that Luna is in prison doing a life sentence, unknowing that she is upstairs listening to the exchange. She got caught. Luna is out of our life now, Will tells Electra, believing it to be true. Will overhearing their talk kindle an angry fire in Luna? She already had her eye on Will, but hearing Electra's comments would enrage her and inspire her to split them up. Nozawa powerless at Il Giardino, Poppy meets with her sister. Lee asks her why she wanted to visit her. There are various things that Poppy may share with Lee, such how she had an affair with Lee's son, or that Luna is no longer locked up. Which one will she disclose, or is there anything more going on? Meanwhile at his office, Finn is looking quite emotional. He got the DNA results. What do they say? The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Luna picks next fatal victim. Elektra must go? Well, Spencer will bring Elektra Forrester back over to Bill Spencer's apartment, so they'll hang out downstairs and spend some time discussing Luna. Of course, that'll give Luna even more of an incentive to listen in and find out what's being said about her. Elektra will get Will to talk about his original impression of Luna, so he may realize he had his guard up. Will wasn't as happy as Bill about the new family addition, so he would argue it's a good thing he didn't bond with Luna since she wasn't his sister at all. Maybe Will might reveal that something always felt odd about the whole arrangement. Regardless, Will's going to persuade Elektra that Luna is behind bars where she belongs. Elektra will exhibit curiosity over Luna's sentencing, so she'll obtain updates on Luna going away for life. That'll offer Will some peace of mind when it comes to Luna's reign of terror being finished. Will's going to vow that Luna's out of all their lives, but he won't realize she's staying under Bill's roof on house arrest. Since Luna has a tremendous crush on Will, that's undoubtedly going to develop even stronger in the following episodes. Luna may tell herself that she can get Will on her side, just like she did with Bill. As for Elektra, Luna may perceive her as an obstacle that needs to be eradicated. There could be trouble building if Luna ultimately picks on Elektra as her next tragic victim. Bill has been pushing Luna to prove herself and actually evolve as a person, but is she really capable of that? It's hard to imagine Luna's extensive list of offenses were actually just a short lack in judgment because of her mommy troubles. Instead, Luna may be as wicked as ever. We might be seeing Luna's manipulative side all over again, and if that's true, then you can bet she'll find another lethal target sooner or later. There are tons of hurdles when it comes to Luna ever having a romance with Will, but she may consider Elektra as the biggest one. It might leave Luna plotting to somehow get rid of Elektra, albeit that could require some imagination due to her home imprisonment condition. Whatever the case, our B&B predictions imply that Luna's revised act may fall apart in the coming months, so keep alert. The bold and the beautiful spoilers warn awful news could be brewing if history repeats itself when it comes to Luna's nasty behavior. Romy Park pokes fun at bold and beautiful's Poppy. Are you kidding me? There's a common trend with Poppy's recent moments. Poppy is going through a hard moment on the bold and the beautiful. It's impossible to determine whether she's speaking the truth about Luna's paternity. Meanwhile, Romy Park is attempting to have some fun with her on-screen alter identity. She pointed out one of Poppy's many moments on the episode. No AHHA moments here. Park released a hilarious video on Instagram. She saw something interesting about Poppy's character. While most people have their share of AHHA moments, Poppy has had her share of unusual experiences. I just have "oh for the love of God are you kidding me?" moments, Park explained in her caption. In her post, she provided a film of herself on the B&B set. She was dressed as her television avatar. However, she had a brief moment of reality where she placed her hands up to her face and rolled her eyes. For the extra element of comic humor, Park used the song Hell to the Non-On Knob by Bishop Bullwinkle. Bold and beautiful preview, Luna's father is. Surprise. The truth about Luna's father could finally be revealed this week on Bold and Beautiful, as teased in the last teaser of what's to come. Plus, Luna could still be a threat, and Bill may have made a very significant mistake, one that has put his family in jeopardy. Carter and Hope celebrated their partnership with Daphne Rose, not knowing she was working with Steffi to take them down. While they are riding high for the moment, their bliss could be short-lived, what with Daphne putting the moves on Carter in the office. Then, there is the woman whose life was shattered owing to their control. Next week, Brooke puts Carter on the hot seat as she points out, "You and Hope planned a coup." Carter replies, "Brooke, I never wanted any of this to happen." As Luna remained forever thankful to her savior, Dollar Bill, he reminded her that her presence in his home was to remain a secret. Given she has a predilection for spying on Bill's houseguests, how long until she's caught? Next week, Luna listens as Elektra asks Will, "Luna is in prison for life?" Will nods, "She got caught. Luna is out of our life now." "Not so fast, Will." After it proved out Jack wasn't Luna's father, Lee felt awful about the allegations she flung at her sister and ex-husband. Then there was the fact that she let her assumptions, which she's carried for years, render her bitter against Poppy. Lee confessed her misdeeds to Finn, which sent him down his own path of asking who Luna's father was, recalling that Poppy was his first. Finn confronted his aunt, who denied he was Luna's father, but it meant nothing coming from Poppy. Coming up, Lee asks her sister, Penelope, "Why did you want to see me?" Could Poppy be ready to tell her sister who Luna's father is? Or does this have something to do with Poppy's attempt to see Luna in prison? Surprise! She's not there. One way or another, Finn appears as if he will get to the truth about Luna when he takes his own paternity test. Is that what he's reacting to in the final moments of this preview? Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.